And what about you, Sarah? What are you playing through as?
How many characters are you playing through simultaneously?
I have a drow cleric and a tiefling bard at the moment. Custom and dark urge.
Custom what?
And dark urge, respectively.
Custom and dark urge? I don't know what that means.
So you know how you can choose a background character?
Mm-hmm.
One of the background characters is dark urge.
Huh.
You play like a serial killer or something.
You play
You play
an
your
amnesiac
character.
who has dark urges.
Interesting. That's funny.
Which you don't have to follow, but you know.
The real question is, how long did it take you to make your character, Sarah?
Oh my gosh, so long, you have no idea. Hours and hours. Not even joking.
I was like watching.
Oh, you just sit there going back and forth and being like,
So many
I don't
things
know what
to
I
pick
want.
from.
Yeah.
There's like theory crafting all your builds and being like, oh, I'm gonna multi-class at some point.
And you have to do the whole appearance of the character, and that has to be exactly right. You're like, but all these faces kind of suck.
And the hair looks awful.
Yeah, all the hair is like, if you choose any color that isn't one of the black ones, it's just like so bright.
Yeah.
It's so like.
I just leaned into it with mine.
Did you? Yeah. Nice.
My character kind of looks like what I assume Johan looks like. He kind of looks like a goth. I just try to make him like look as ridiculous as possible, just so I can laugh every single time I see him in a cutscene.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right then. Shall we get underway?
Let's do it.
Yep.
I think we should.
Okay. We can begin with a slightly more complete. Yeah. We're gonna plug in a microphone to hopefully get better audio for you all.
Enhance the experience.
Oh, I love enhanced experience. That sounds so good. Yeah.
Speaker or no?
That's up to
Yeah, I
you,
think
because it doesn't matter to me.
And we can start with y'all. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you, and it sounds so good.
Yay!
Can you hear Shell in the background?
I can't hear Shell at all, but now she says some words, and now I can hear her. That's excellent. Hello, Shell.
So why don't we start with a recap of last session, a little more complete than we discussed for tool's sake here earlier. The session began with you getting microphone. Between the three of us.
No, sir.
Last session began with you guys having defeated the living furniture and advancing further into Mount Ironroot under the careful guidance of your Samsaran partners or guides. I will leave it to you all to flesh this out, but we made a couple hour-long journey deeper into the mountain and eventually found yourself on what was like a large highway of a transportation path, and that eventually took you to near the center of the mountain, where you found the control room. Had a chat with Bad Words, and decided to go look into some acquiring Zephyr before anything else. But I'll leave it from there for you guys to fill in the details.
So acquiring the Zephyr is the excuse Nazira gave to get us a chance to regroup and to see if we can find out where her physical form is. because she is not there physically. She's projecting an illusion of herself onto like a magic servant type creature through some transmogrification matrix that runs through this whole facility.
Gray just stands there about the gape. What?
Yeah, so we're trying to decide if how to go about taking control of the control room, or I think that's what we were trying to do.
Yeah, we were debating on whether we wanted to go to one of the nodes to access the transmog network, which would give us the ability to to look throughout the facility, to see things, to see where she is, or if we would just want to go and stop the acceleration, because the place that we got to was the helm.
I think we should put a stop to the mountain getting any closer to its destination. I'm leaning more towards trying to get this thing stopped at least. Maybe take out those tablets and see what happens.
I would tend to side with that. I think the other approach would be have its advantages, but it's just I don't know if we have time.
Yeah, it'd take too long.
Are we
We
currently?
don't know what the time scale is
Yeah, we
really.
really don't. So
Are we in the room
we
where?
have to either figure out a way to distract her, or we need to occupy her either with violence, or we need to have some clever ruse in order to get at these panels.
And it does look like she can cast magic and such like through this servant.
And do we have any ideas where the tablets were?
The tablets. Remember how high they were, or where exactly in the facility they were?
Yeah, we really didn't.
I remember asking Mark in the chat how high it was.
Yeah. Those tablets that you saw, they were ringing near where the room expanded out. So probably they were probably like 30, 40 feet up.
And do these seem fragile, or do they look like they're like made of stone or something?
Yeah, they look like they were made out of stone or metal or something. Yeah, they had another thing you noticed about them is that they did have something like inscribed, like words or something, symbols inscribed on their surfaces.
Did I catch what those words were at all?
No.
Excuse me, time out. Can we take a second?
You do?
Bebo? So, the room that we're in right now, what is it?
We're just outside.
I'll set the scene before we begin. But yeah, we ended basically with you guys just outside the helm, the control room.
I also managed to make the Samsarans mad at me.
Well, yeah.
Because I was implying that maybe Vitaria isn't the most trustworthy.
Oh yeah, that happened. I think that happened before the conversation.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
That was on the way.
Yeah.
I don't think they were our friends anyways.
Yeah, probably not.
The only one I found, but it's not full, and it's also now dented.
How was that? Oh yeah, that is not.
I feel like
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
the inspection
maybe I
process
wasn't-
was
these
not
are
as
the only
stringent.
other options other than tons of LaCroix.
Okay.
Like quoi?
Ooh, le quoi? Evan, can you hear me?
But it does seem like this would be the make a plan, figure out, come to a consensus of what you're doing.
Look, I'm
Doesn't
planning
seem like
what to
you've
drink.
quite done that. But once we get underway, like, I mean, we can do it now, or we can do it 5 minutes from now. Let's just, why don't you guys just figure out what your plan is?
We'll do it live.
I think
So when Azira comes out of there after a few minutes that we're discussing this, she'll suddenly get a look in her eye like she's had an epiphany, and she'll say, I know how she's trying to get Sehanin's attention. She's going to try to kill a lot of people.
Whose attention?
Sehanin, Moonbo.
Who?
so.
Is that someone I should recognize already?
She's a goddess in the Elven pantheon who's over like the death and passing on, amongst other things.
Mm-hmm.
But
She'd be attracted to the absence of Kellenvor.
because Kellenvor is not able to perform his duty, Vitaria told us that since I discovered that, now she knows how to get Sehanin's attention.
I see.
By having a mass casualty event in space,
And I wonder if she's going to the whatever, however you say it. I'm a smart wizard. To use the panopticon or something to reflect that death energy down to the planet.
She doesn't have the Panopticon Atlas, we do.
What was that?
She doesn't have the Atlas, we do.
Not the Panopticon Atlas, the Panopticon itself.
Ah,
So the Atlas is just a part of the greater network of the Panopticon. Because also
shit.
remember, Shippy communicates over the Panopticon.
Yes.
And also this, one thing of note is that this mountain has a tremendously large communications array.
Yeah.
And so, like, why does it need that? I think it's something to do with Panopticon for that.
Is Nazira making more assumptions?
Absolutely. That's that's what she does.
well, I think
That's like the cornerstone of her character.
we can do.
I love it.
I think we should, go with those assumptions at this point.
I feel like it.
At this point, I think they seem well thought out. or the reinforcement for them are there. Reinforcements for them are there. So if she plans, if bad words, I'm sorry, bad Nazira is planning on sacrificing all these people, then I think we have no choice but to make her aware of how tenuous her own grip on this plane is.
Well, how will the people die? Can't we... Oh, fudgesicles.
By weaponizing the Panopticon array? Maybe?
We should
no
get
idea what
everybody
that
on
would entail.
Chippy.
So we've decided you're killing everybody. Could you mind walk us through it?
So currently, we need to either get into the room that we're on the outside of and stop the ship, hopefully, probably, maybe, or find Azaran, as I understand we were calling her now.
Her name is actually Vitaria.
Vitaria.
And you have seen her once before when we went into Xerxes' mind in his dreams and saw the human child become the Cambion.
Oh.
Vitaria kind of guided us in that.
That takes me back.
Yeah, right?
In a second. Yeah, so I think
I would like a moment to speak to her before we do this to see if I can steer her toward another path.
But do we need to open this door?
the door we can have no problem with. We
Yeah.
can come and go as we please.
She's expecting us back.
Shall we give you 30 seconds? Would you like to do this alone?
Well, originally I had planned on having a charisma character come in with.
But
they're both gone.
I've
Have abandoned us.
Sick.
um,
We're both caught in a reverie. Mount Emery got him.
yeah. Yes, you might give me a few moments alone with her.
Alone?
We've come this far. I feel like we can trust her to handle herself.
Great, want drive.
Can you listen at the door? Can we hear anything beyond the door if we listen at it, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely. The room is not quiet. There's, you can still hear the powerful
Like if
hum
we
of
were-
the energy.
Talking and suddenly exploded into spell casting. Would they be able to hear me?
Yeah, it's not certainly not soundproof. Like if you made noise,
Okay.
or there was a loud, commotion or a fight or something, you're quite sure your party would be able to hear if they were paying attention.
But why do you want to go alone?
I think she might be less defensive. But if we feel uncomfortable with that, you can come with me.
I feel that we may get the opportunity to drop in at the most unexpected time.
True.
We wait for the opportune moment. Thank you. Someone got that.
If you must.
Before I do this, I'm going to turn to Johan and ask him if he knows any Sahani night songs used in the worship of Sahanin that he can play a tune to.
Yeah, surely he's you just like looking for some background music for your entrance or what?
No, Nazira's gonna say a prayer. What are you looking for?
My smaller version of this die.
Oh.
It's gone.
Is it the only one that rolls to kill us?
Yeah, it is. Only one that rolls good song rolls.
Oh.
Yeah, he's familiar with at least some of the common songs of Sahamin, and knowing him, kind of freestyles a little new thing. Some appropriate ambiance, if that's what you're looking for.
Okay. I was hoping to have some cider because I'm kind of nervous right now.
Some kind of what?
I was hoping to have some cider because I'm kind of nervous right now.
Well,
Let's see.
gin and tonic can be pretty cidery.
That's true. I get that.
And the tonic is quite tasty.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Good
try
tonic.
it. Watch out.
What's the?
I don't know how to make them ideally, so it'll be just a mixture of ingredients.
Cut to an hour later, Sarah. How much you put you on? I did a half and half.
I can't.
So it
6.8
sounds.
ounces of tonic and 6.8 ounces of gin.
Perfect. So it sounds like y'all are going to hang tight for a minute while Nazira ventures back into the chamber whence you just came to have further conversations with Vitaria.
I'm so nervous.
You just minutes ago left that chamber.
No.
We should drop out of sight so we're not seen like just standing around the doorway.
Well, yeah. Should we wait a little bit so she thinks we're
Yeah.
doing my job?
Yeah, you left. Yeah, so so you figure out like however you want to approach this, however you want, but like it's not like she's immediately necessarily going to see you come back in to talk more, but like you've betrayed me. It's not like there's no mechanical like gate here in this game we're playing. She'd be very curious what you're up to, of course, and you don't know how suspicious she is of you and your lie, per se. She did also tell you when you left. Well, as you were leaving, you asked specifically how long till you reached the Appalachian Reverie.
She gave us that non-answer.
She gave you an answer that spoke to your priorities, not the amount of time specifically remaining, saying that you should let your own, interest guide you, basically. Having provided you the carrot and stick, Nazira, of
You think she
opportunity
can control me?
to reunite with all your past selves in a true way, or forever be left out of that unity.
Was Beepo present during that conversation?
Vitaria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all of a sudden more uncomfortable letting you go in there all by yourself.
Yeah, I think Gray will just kind of duck out of the way, and before Nazira goes in, say, "Big words, take," and he's going to give her a ladybug, casting guidance on her.
That's sweet. Nazir, do you still have the book, or what is it that we were looking through before? The tablet?
I do.
Can I have that while you're in there?
I handed it to people.
Thanks.
I was thinking you might be the ideal person to look in on the node, to be able to access it in a way, since that isn't my strength necessarily.
That seems like something I'd be able to do. Yeah.
If we do end up going that route.
No, you'll have to remind me where the node is.
I'll show it to you on the schematic. Look, you just take this term here, and that you want to use the left port there.
Yeah, you guys, thanks to the schematics, identified one of these control communication nodes about 15-minute walk away.
This is really tasty.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, how will I know when to go?
Well, this is just if we're, I don't think it's a 15-minute walk away. I don't think we should separate. I think we should deal with the ascent and then go to the node and take things from there.
Excellent.
If we decide we need the node at all. But in case I don't come back,
Mm.
They're coming.
Well,
They're coming back, or we're coming in.
in that case, while you're gone, I'm going to study this map and see if I can figure out any place where it might be logical that bad words will be. I don't know if it's going to help at all, but I'm going to try to find her somehow.
Yeah. You can give me an investigation check, and this will be taking place while you're a few minutes here at least spent investigating and kind of seeing what you can learn from the tablet.
Oh man, that was a bad roll.
And I'll say that your familiarity with just designs and schematics just generally, thanks to your class and background and connection to nibbles. Is that right? Yeah. You just take a situational advantage for that.
That's a better roll. 25 investigation. We can talk about that whenever you're ready.
You were looking into the where it would make sense for Vitaria to be located and using the transubstantiation array.
Yeah, like where she could be possibly broadcasting from.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other? Just wait for the table to shift and then to
okay.
spill over the.
I know, right? It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna take a nice big sip. Hmm.
So we'll go into So you guys are outside the triphasic Zephyr Drive modulation chamber, or the helm, and have been discussing your options when Nazira decides to go back in for further dueling of words with Victoria.
For many more words.
And Bibu studies the schematics in tablet, and the rest of you, I take it, just stand guard and keep a sharp ear out for any danger or noise of commotion from inside.
Right.
Okay.
And before I go back in, I'll lift my hands to that Oron's prayer position or whatever, and I'll say, Sehini Moonbo. It has been long since I have been able to, no doubt since you have heard my prayer, as I have cut myself off from the people. But it is I, the eye thief, once voice of Coralon, not Vitaria, and most importantly now, Nazira. She who is not me right now but was, is planning something which I believe will take a great deal of life in order to get your attention for some purpose of hers. I have already caused much damage and already hurt you, and I would not wish to be the cause of any more. So in case I fail in my intent to stop her, I wanted to let you know. Or forewarned is forearmed.
As you begin this prayer, speak these words, you can feel like first just this hesitancy and this discomfort and nervousness in speaking to a God that you've had such an absent and yet fraught relationship with. And your voice, though, grows stronger and more confident as you voice these words. And you can feel some strength, some assuredness rising up in yourself. You feel that same almost that like the beginnings of that warmth that you felt when you spoke with such assuredness when you activated the Panopticon Atlas, when you spoke with the voice of divinity for just a moment. And as you feel that familiar sensation begin to arise in your body and in your chest and in your voice, it wears through and falters, leaving only your voice, the voice of this body.
And I say, I will make this right. That's my parting words.
I don't know if those words reach Sagan's ears. You are sure that you no longer have the power to force those words there. It would merely up to hope and singing. All around you falls quiet as you end your prayer, your
Well.
words.
Let's hope she hears.
Gray herd.
Thanks, Gray. And then I look at Xerox after you had said that, and I say, thank you. And we'll make sure to resolve your problem as well.
See to it that let's stop her first.
Gathering her courage, Zero will go back in to face her former self. Now mad with power.
Yeah. The large doors, crack them open again, step inside. You're immediately hit by that same bright golden yellow glow of the Zephyr Drive, this immense beam almost of spiraling energy running through the core of the mountain, being seemingly modulated and controlled by the apparatus in this chamber. You've taken enough time that Vitaria seems to have gone back to their work at this main station on the opposite side of the beam. You can still just once again just barely make out faintly the structure that's she's or the apparatus that she's engaged with. You just seeing even its silhouette through the light of the energy in the center of the room, the column of light, you recognize it as the apparatus that you long ago remember utilizing to control this mountain on behalf of the Samsarians. As you step in, though, it seems Vitaria has noticed your entrance. She steps around the beam. She looks at you for several seconds, kind of searching your face. She says, "What have you come to say now?" not long enough for you to have said a last goodbye to your friends.
You're right. I've come to speak with you alone. One second. Vitaria, I love you. And I understand why you're doing this. I understand the pain of separation, the loss that we feel all of our lifetime searching in darkness. I understand it as no one else can. But I also understand the reason that that hurts so much. I understand the love you have for our people, because I have it too. And that makes the loss even greater than just our fractured selves. And I understand the desire to make it right, to fix it, to heal it. But before you do this, I want to ask you, will causing a greater loss and a greater wound from all those people, all those lives, will that result in healing? Or how will forever sundering us, all of our lives, from the people, how will any of us be able to forgive you if you make that decision for us? I will not be the outcast, but if you go through with this, you will be. But Taria, I understand this. I understand why you're doing what you're doing. But it's not too late. Come with me, and together we can make it. Together we can effectuate actual healing. Together we can restore what was broken. Not this way, but a better way. You know me better than anyone else. You've watched me all my life.
Watched you more than most struggle with the absence. See myself in you more than any of your brothers and sisters and those who have come before you. Maybe it's different for someone who has not experienced the loss, but merely the missing. What? Yeah. Persuasion check also.
Okay. This is what I wanted.
Got a
Guidance. I have guidance too. Okay. No bardic inspo. No. Okay. If I use luck, does that re-roll guidance too? Or is the guidance, no, it just adds it. It would, okay, that makes
I think
sense.
not only you rolled it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna use luck.
What was that total?
That was 14, I think. My persuasion. Oh yeah, I always forget. I have to scroll down. Yeah. Gosh, why is my charisma so crap? 19, 20, 21.
21 total.
Let me cross out my next luck.
I've learned my long solitude of watching the lives of my children, those who have come after me, who live in the shadow of my
Interesting.
choices.
She's the original.
The OG elf?
Yeah, she was the one.
I know now that I do not need the Seldarine. I will be a pantheon unto myself.
Blasphemy!
For after all, Corlin proved cannot be trusted. Proved he cannot be trusted to follow his own nature. We,
Zira can't help but interject and say, "Really, how so?"
she says, when we, or rather when Urashni gave the elves the gift of bodies, we changed ourselves to experience change itself more fully. To be what Corlin always was supposed to be. And he could not forgive us. Rashni met with the Samsarans and traded gifts. That of a mortal form of the humans for our gift of life, everlasting. It was natural for elves in the new world we found ourselves in to want to become a part of it. And if it was natural for elves to want that, it was natural for Corlin to want that, and for Corlin to punish us for that choice. It shows that Corlin is not who he's claimed to be.
Is it a punishment?
For a perceived betrayal of making flesh his beautiful children of light. For that crime,
He didn't kill us all. He let us assume the bodies we wanted. Sorry.
you, it is true, he did not punish the children for their parents' mistakes as he saw them. There is some justice and goodness in that. I will not deny it. But what he did to those of us that sided with Arashni, or at least, even as I did, saw her point of view, was as much of a betrayal to him in his eyes as her plunging the dagger into his back. When you speak of his forgiveness for the children, for the elves, you know what my last words in the voice of Corlin were? They were the words of forgiveness for those children, and they were my words and not his. It was us that spoke forgiveness to the elven people, for Corlin to find it in his heart to do it. That has been our problem, daughter. And if I could, I would tear all the elves from that false heaven and let them build something for themselves. But I don't have that power. I can, I think, bring ourselves unity.
At the cost of how many lives?
If things go according to plan, none that weren't already dying.
Nazira just gets this look on her face like, you all consider mortals to be something spent and thrown away. The Fae were the
You
same.
misunderstand. You have reminded me what can be accomplished even in such a short life as a single elven one.
Life isn't measured by its accomplishment. Life is valuable in of itself.
Be that as it may, I do not plan to shorten any already short lives for this goal. Once Inaru is connected to the Panopticon network, it will be able to tie us psychically, or the mountain itself, tie itself psychically to all people of the world. People die every day. All we need to know is when and where it's happening, so we can direct the mountain's attention just where it needs to be. See Seimi moving, coming and going from the heavens.
And what do you plan to do with Sehanin?
She has no interest to me. I never wish to harm my sister. She came to us as the blade of Corlin. The wound that I inflicted on her, I regret that she had to experience that. But I do not regret taking any and all actions needed to secure my own safety. If you do see her, tell her I'm sorry for what it's worth.
Then why do you need her attention?
It's her attention is always flitting about, I'm sure. And as I mentioned, it was your curiosity that made me realize what she must be up to. knowing what a god is up to is a very different thing than being able to identify the exact place and time that they will be moving or acting. With Mount Ainaru connected to the Nauticon network, we will have just that power.
And what advantage? How will that enable you to enact?
The door has to open, even for a god to leave the heavens. When that door opens, there will be just the briefest moment where we can glimpse
Arvindor?
we can glimpse ourselves there, where they can catch from us. The assistance of the mountain and of the Atlas network, the Panopticon network, we will draw them out of Arvindor, back to where they belong with me.
By force? Or you give them a choice?
They were
Great.
given a choice.
Gray looks at Xerox. Ready, go? Go now?
Not now. They were not given a choice. I was not given a choice.
But you
Once
acted and
they
there were
come back to me, well then, perhaps we will be in a better state to make a deal with Arvindor in the future. At which point, we discuss there are elements of ourself that wish to return to Arvindor. But the choice will be mine and ours, not theirs. Zero. That will be the difference. And I am convinced at this point that we will not see eye to eye on this. But you do have a choice here. I said I can do this without bloodshed. And if all goes according to plan and Ainaru is able to connect with the Panopticon network, then the ambient death in the world, with all the mortals perishing every moment, will be enough. We can use that to get what information we need. If that fails, however, if you and your friends sabotage the mountain or the Zephyr tribe or try and come and harm me, well, then we'll have to take the other option. And if we can't connect to the network, we're still going to need some dead bodies. So really the choice of whether or not all the people on the surface of this mountain die is really up to you, Zira. You can cooperate, or you can get in my way.
Mark, I would like to make an insight check to see if she's telling me the truth about her plans or not. With my crappy insight and wish someone else was in here with me now. Wait, you guys are listening. You could insight listen, right?
I don't know if they're listening like super well into the actual conversation in this lab. We're like, the whole chamber's like, from the Zephyr drive and stuff going on.
Gray can hear through that, right?
Yeah, I'd say anybody can make a perception check, like DC 20, and they'd be able to follow along.
I got a 1. It's hard to read.
You have no idea. This person has been making plans for untold millennia. You don't don't know how long you've been practicing these lies. Just don't know.
25.
Yeah, wow. Gray is there, like tugging at your clothes, like, go now.
I got a 22 for insight.
This is just perception for you outside to be able to hear inside.
24.
Cool. Yeah, that's just to be able to like roughly follow along with what's going on.
Got any vibes, girls? Insidey vibes?
Yeah, if you guys, I
What
guess,
do you guys
like if you
think?
guys want to, I mean, if you guys want to make an insight check from this
I mean,
as
I
well,
have
you
no
can
way
do
of
it. I'll say you can
communicating
do it with
this to-
disadvantage because you're not in the room, you can't see facial expression.
I think we're mainly just trying to figure out if we should go in the room or not. We didn't have like a code word or anything, so we're just like listening in, like, when? So 20 or 24 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
No. Inside is 14.
Wonder if this room is affected by the same vortex, or if it's protected because it's the helm.
Yeah, Gray, you haven't heard anything that indicates danger or fighting or anything yet as the moments crawl past.
He chews on a centipede out of frustration.
Xerox whispers to Gray, give her another couple minutes. It's not the right time yet.
So many big words.
Xerox kind of chuckles at this, yeah.
And Joel, if you've been talking, we can't hear you.
Oh no.
Just like to check in every once in a while.
I was Deepoop is caught up looking in the map. He would not be even remotely listening to the conversation that was taking place.
Excellent. Beep with your 25 investigation, I think it's been enough time to reveal for you that the mountain has numerous basically like access points for the transubstantiation system. So it's difficult to identify, which particular one of these it could be. Give me an intelligence check.
Just straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence. You can do it. Add your proficiency as well. Your schematics boy.
Well, that would be 25.
While there are many locations, it makes sense to you to have your physical body to be like in a either safe or proximal location to where things need to happen in case the system went down. Even like there are a few, like you notice that there's one in each of the main locations that you've kind of been talking about. The communications array up at the top/bottom. The helm in the middle of the ship. There's also one down in the drive chamber in the bottom/top of the ship or mountain. But there are multiple terminals basically for this system, accessing the system elsewhere in the ship. But you would, if you had to guess, like it's likely you think that Nazira or Qatari would be in one of those three locations. And since you've already found an image here in the helm, it's likely that their actual body is in one of the other two main locations, but you can't be sure unless you like activate access to the node or the system and were able to track like active use.
And what's the closest place that would have access to where we are? Is that one 15 minutes away?
Yes.
I'll tell my friends this that she's
There's one. You think that there's like the chamber, like the room that Nazir's in. You think has an access as well as the panels that actually create the magical apparition. Um, so there's probably one. The closest one is technically inside the chamber that Nazir is in right now, but accessing it without Vitaria being very very aware of what you're doing is not likely.
Gray. Is that because she would see me, or because it's obvious if I start accessing the node?
A little bit of both. Physically would probably see you. You're not sure exactly what it's like perceiving through this system, but you would be physically in the room messing with the system, and they'd probably be able to see that. Also, if they're just attention, like if they're looking into system stuff and their attention is in that chamber, they might see that activity as well. So yes, in both accounts.
I'll at least tell my friends this and debate whether or not. Great, could you turn me invisible?
Nope,
Ah,
not no spell.
damned.
Can make you into bird.
That's helpful.
Want to be bird?
No.
Okay, you bird.
No, please don't do that. It'll be a waste of your spells. Shit. Well, she's likely. I mean, she's interested in communications. I bet she's likely there, but
What was that, John?
she's likely in the communications area if she's trying to use the panopticon to connect to things. Is what I would tell my friends.
There's a little bit of
your voice against the background noise. The video dialogue that's going on in the background.
Okay. Sorry.
I forgive you.
I tell everybody this, and tell everybody that she's likely in the communications area. If I were a betting man. She's trying to connect to the Atlas for Panopticon.
Do you wish to give her another few minutes and one of us can try to run there? Two of us can try to run there?
I mean, I feel like
We're committed.
we need to hurry if we're going to attack her.
Yeah.
Leave big words.
Oh, I can't just leave her.
It would have to be one or two of us.
But I don't think that we'd be able to take this on by ourselves.
No. So continue on what we're doing.
Let's hope that she negotiates well.
You know me too well for that.
I have hope.
Yeah, so Vitaria says choice is ultimately yours, Nazir, on how this is going to play out. It seems you've decided to cast your lot in with your friends and the people of this world.
I feel like you're not telling me the whole truth.
What truth do you want to know? I've been around a long time.
About your plans and about what really happened. I think that you've gone from a kindly guardian and teacher to this person I barely know in some ways. And I don't know how much to believe what you say. I understand that you're likely speaking from your own experience, but I feel like you might be leaving out context. You might be leaving out consequences. I think that. Mark, why are you laughing?
No, just go on. I'm just enjoying it. This is great.
I think that in the time before, regarding Coralon, whom you speak of with such disdain, gods are bound by their nature and the will of the people who believe in them. And before the event with bodies, we had already placed so much on Coralon. We called him Father, King, and God. But he is this constantly changing entity and could not provide us with what we needed. Don't laugh at me, Mark.
I'm sorry. No, part of my brain, like when I get to the state where I'm I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm also like, all right, what does this character think in the scenario? Like, what are the actual facts? Like, when our mind starts
I know,
bifurcating, there's part of me
right?
that just like, it's fun. Like, sometimes I just smile. Go on, please.
And from what I understand, and I realize that it may not be the full picture, but the decision was made for bodies while we were all in unity without waiting for consensus. And if we think that what we do does not impact the gods, I think we're mistaken. Because our beliefs do have impacts on the gods. So please enlighten me. But try to be less biased in your opinions. Or your explanations.
Yeah.
I've always searched for the truth. Also, she's so patronizing. Can't handle.
She says, all my children, Zira, think your own willfulness reminded me what life was like back before Corlin betrayed us. Back before he forced me into being his enemy. There was a hope. There's a hopefulness in you that is very naive. You talk as if you know the gods and what makes them act as they will. But I have lived with Corlin, spoken for Corlin, been his whisper and the rage in his voice. I know Corlin more than you can imagine. When I tell you that the God whose light birthed me and made me of himself, that entity was willing to excise us from himself to save what he was. And until Corlin and his vaunted Silverine come to me with an apology, I cannot trust their intents and their feelings. Until I have something resembling an equal footing with them, there will be no compromise from me. It saddens me knowing the path or seeing the path that you are choosing and knowing that it is going to leave you alone and outcast. But I might be wrong. You might find safe harbor with Corlin. He might pity you enough once you are separated entirely from me. You might find some restoration that it's not for us, it's not for me. Maybe Nazira, if you beg enough, they'll let you in. I'm not going to beg. I'm not going to debase myself again. Serve a God. To seek forgiveness. This is the path I have chosen, Zero. It's unfortunate that it has to be now. I think that in another few hundred years you might be ready for this. You're too young. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry I couldn't. I should have prepared you better. That's my mistake. I have work to do here to resolve this bloodlessly, as I've said I want to do. You can help me in that, or you can oppose me. But I've waited too long for this. I have slept for too long. Waited in the shadows, seeing life only through the pinhole of my children's lives and experiences. It's time for me to become myself again. So I tell you again, and this is the truth. I have no interest in causing wanton harm and slaughter to the people of the world below us. I've waited too long to let this moment pass through my fingers. Now that it has started, I'm not sure we'll get another chance. So I will see this through.
Let's see.
It's really the Sinceran you should be worried about.
What is up with them?
He wanted escape. barbarous of their kind, they grew to resent their own mortality too much, strive for things that will end up killing them. Tried to warn them that where they're trying to go is already a place in ruin.
Where are they trying to go?
It's beyond our realms, beyond time itself. They have rejected not only their mortality, but time itself. They seek unification with themselves outside of these constraints.
Far realm?
Is that what the kids are calling it?
Place where aberrations come from?
She says,
Something else?
far realms are not, they are many things. But foremost, they are in decay. You don't really know what it is or where. So it is beyond the realms of even the gods. Some think that our world has been displacing the far realms since its inception.
It's an interesting thought.
They lived in whatever realm came before ours. But even the gods struggle to understand what is out there. I don't know if they'll find what they seek out there, but I am sure it comes with great dangers.
Certainly.
But leave them to their own fates.
What happened to this mountain?
I nudge Gray. Gray, I think it's time.
Wait, I
Gray,
can
go.
get all the lore right now.
Gray busts into the room, fires off 30 arrows.
Xerox will nod at you two and just be like, I think it's about time.
We'll step in. Nazira, this talk has gone
Hello.
on.
Look, we're getting some answers.
There's a time for getting answers, and there's a time for
What
action. And
about Rhyme Staff?
the more time we spend here,
What
the
happened to
longer
Rhyme
that.
Staff?
Listen, my friend.
So from your companions entering the room, and the conversation looks back to you, and Steve says, "Seems our time is up." As I said, though, I have work to do.
Don't you want to come talk to us in person?
I may yet have that opportunity.
I mean, it's a long way from here to the helm.
You're literally standing in the room.
I'm sorry, I meant not the helm. The drive chamber. I forget which one you said was the other one.
I mean, the three main places are the drive, the helm, and the communication array.
Yeah, it's a long way from here to the drive.
She just raises one eyebrow, just the tiniest measure, looks back to you, Nazira, and says, "See to your friend's fuel concerns, if that is what you wish to do."
Is that eyebrow raise like a
Okay.
he got it raise, or a what kind of eyebrow raise was that?
gesture
Give me an insight check.
gesture for you guys to come out with me.
Okay, so we need to step out with her. Okay.
But no, say what you're if you were gonna say something.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to ask where the panels are.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
exact location.
yeah, they're like up in the middle of the room. So like the room kind of like goes up and like expands out. It's like 30, 40 feet up, and there are like three of them in the chamber, kind of equidistant from each other, about 30 feet up, kind of hugging the walls. It looks like they're might be attached to the walls, might be magicking. Not really sure.
Where, so how far, I'm standing at the door, how far away from them?
If you're standing at the door, you'd be able to see one without getting at the map again. Like 40 to 60 feet away.
How many panels are there
There are
total?
three
Three panels? Equidistant around the room, you
from
said?
each other, yeah.
I rolled an 18 insight.
It's hard to tell. This seems like their raised eyebrow is as much a just mildly annoyed dismissal of your questions and concerns as it was anything else.
Okay. Well then, shall we head to the drive chambers?
Yeah.
We must
let's
find
go.
her and end her. I mean, find her.
Let's go. And as soon as the door closes, Azira says, I don't know what to do now.
Well,
Gray want to drive.
well,
I
Gray, your
understand.
chance will come soon.
Look, and I'm going to explain what she just explained to me about her plans. She doesn't like Coralon that much. I got that. Big, like, family rivalry in Arvindor.
We believe that she's going to actually do this bloodstain when she actually she has all these resources in her hand.
She
Why
says
not
she's.
take the nearest route, easiest route?
She says she just needs to see Sahanin once. It's not about getting Sahanin's attention so much as it is about seeing Sahanin leave
So you
Arvindor
just-
so that she gets a doorway into Arvindor
so
herself.
you just wish to grant her access to Arvindor?
Jared, speak up.
You just wish to grant her access to Arvindor? Just let her follow through on her plan?
Azira looks like shell shocked a little by that question. No. I don't know what she is planning to do.
With that power, who knows what she will do with it. I think we have no choice but to end to stop this now.
I agree with the. Gray, you want to try to stop the ship real quick?
Yes.
But what if she's right?
She's not. Gray, get on it.
On it.
What if Coralon betrayed us?
That is a
What?
question we cannot afford to explore right now.
Again, she's right.
We have bigger problems. We have bigger problems if Corlin has betrayed us. But letting another malicious actor gain access to our window is probably not the best.
But what if she just wants to ascend? I mean, what's the harm in that? Another god to add to the pantheon?
And the death of a lot of people.
Or another loaf?
We cannot judge her intent, and so to simply grant her that amount of power.
Also, would you really trust her to be a god?
Yeah. I think we go. we either make moves towards the node that we think she's in, or we try to take out the control room now.
I think she's in the communications tower node, and I can get us there. But Gray should probably stop the ship, maybe?
Okay, so you want one of us, you want me and Gray to try to stop the ship, and you guys go towards the node?
Splitting the party is a bad idea. I will wait for Gray to do what he's going to do, and then
Okay.
she's not moving.
Do we have a way to attack those panels?
To what end?
But they're 30. Oh wait, you can jump.
And Xerox will smile at that and just we have our ways.
All right. Xerophil looks really torn.
Xerox is going to throw open the door and rush towards the nearest panel.
As soon as Xerox runs off, Gray's going to run in and try and head towards the control panel to the steering mechanism.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
I'll run in and take out some
All
panels.
she wanted to do was be a god. What's so wrong with that? I'm like, regain her godhood apart from Gwirl. I'm like, she should have that choice.
Oh, fantastic. This seems like a good place to take a 10-minute break.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Are we rolling
We can,
initiative first or when we get back?
We can do it when we get back.
Okay.
So I can have it set. Table up and stuff.
My goodness.
All right, back at 10.
Sounds good.
I feel so torn, Mark.
Good. Victoria, how do you mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone who works in 401ks, it's not good. Not good, everybody.
Not good.
They're actively working on making them worse for you. Just heads up.
I am shocked to hear this.
No,
They
that's
would
my
never.
job. My job is I help people make the 401ks as beneficial to the employers as possible while making them as bad for the participants as possible.
It's good to feel like you're a productive member of society, contributing to the well-being of all.
I'm contributing to somebody's well-being.
That's how I felt testing video games. I'm like, what am I really doing right now?
Oh, Kenan has recently said that he wants to test video games, so he's going to talk to you one day about testing video games.
I will talk him out of it as best as I can.
Excellent.
So, you want to make yourself hate video games? Test video games as a profession.
I just had to be extremely high the entire time. It's the only way I could do my job effectively.
I mean, I don't see any problems here.
I mean, there's, you definitely meet cool people, that you have a lot in common with.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like one of those jobs that attracts people who want to do something related to the job, so they can exploit them even easier. Because they're like, hey, you have some interest in doing this on your own. Do it for less money than you should be paid.
And you get stuck playing games like, Barbie Adventure for 6 months.
Dude, I bet that game is fire.
I don't know, Evan. That seems like a good time to me.
I mean, it depends on what you're into, I guess.
Specifically, what drugs you're into, I guess. Weed helps.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely carried me through.
Yeah, it's tough to maintain 8 hours of attention on a Barbie game, just trying, finding problems with it,
Honestly, I would get more inventive, not that it's like, oh, weed makes you artistic. It's like you would forget what you're doing, so you'd go back and do something you didn't mean to do. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, play through it in an unexpected way, that you wouldn't intentionally think normally. like,
You
yep, I just accidentally lost my train of thought there. I'll just do this.
Wait, why was I in this room?
I mean, it's honest. Like that's really how it is. Like shorthand or short. Oh God, short memory. Whatever the fuck it's called.
Memory loss. Or
Yes.
Short-term memory.
Short-term
Wow.
memory. Yeah. Hey guys, guess what? I'm high.
Oh my
I feel like this is
Shocking, Evan,
describing my
shocking.
day-to-day experience of short-term memory loss.
Oh, not the being hung.
Not the being high.
No.
No, I'm like, oh, well, apparently I don't need to take weed.
No, same. Sure, try this. Sometimes it's just like
hmm
I walk into rooms all the time and I'm just like, yeah, I'm here.
I'm here
I'm
now.
here.
I'm here now. I'm doing something. And Melissa will ask me later, hey, did you? And I'd be like, yeah, I got like 50% of the way there.
So close. So close.
I was so close. I was in the right room.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Yeah, my usual strategy of rely on context clues to help sometimes fails.
So I really don't want to fight Nazira or a Nazira clone. It doesn't sound like a good idea.
hmm
Well,
Well, the Big Help Gang only knows how to solve solutions one way, and that's kill shit.
You
Wanton
know,
violence.
I tried, but Kula isn't here, so to do the persuasion.
The hammer is one tool.
And my detect thoughts won't work here.
So
Well, Gray's gonna stop the ship somehow, magically, and then we won't have to fight her. She'll run away.
Gray has a plan. Don't worry.
Crazy.
I trust that plan wholeheartedly.
You should never trust that plan.
Would it really be bad to have a neutral elf god? Like not law?
Yes.
Not Salary?
Yes, it would. Stop it.
Are you just trying to be like? Is this like a brag of like, oh, I know someone that used to be a god, or you know?
You know, I was a god. All right. Initiative rolls. Xerox.
18.
God damn it.
14 for Xerox.
Yeah, it sucks. It's always so disappointing because I have advantage on it.
Gray, sounded like an 18, huh?
That's correct.
You monster.
You see, yelling out actually works, doesn't it?
It does. If you're the only one, it's like game theory. Like, if you're the only one to yell out, it'll probably work. But if everybody yells out, like, none of them will work because my brain just won't hear any of the numbers at that point. So, or, you know. Prisoner's Dilemma. Beat Poop. What'd you get?
19.
19.
Great, look, if we kill her, she's just gonna go back into my clone again.
Zero.
I got a 12.
Well,
We're just trying to gain control.
Get,
of the ship.
okay.
We're not.
What?
We're metagaming. It's fine.
What? What, Mark? What's that look for, though?
You'll all see.
Oh my gosh.
This is it,
Oh, yeah.
guys. This is the one where we die.
And also, we need these because we're back in this
Yeah.
chamber. Clear the space. We have 2 levels of this chamber.
I didn't know I was playing 4D chess.
I think I can make another one of these.
Yeah, of course. There's 2 of these. We need a little more space. Go for it.
Oh, this ASMR.
Crinkling paper ASMR. Oh yeah, that's probably the better side to fold. Here, I got it. That's a little better. That right there.
Is this what we came in here?
Yes. So once again, in this chamber, as you may not remember, the upper level over here has all sorts of strange flying objects that are swinging around in this chamber at chaotic evolution or elevations and movements. It is some strange sort of orrery. And presents certainly a great deal of danger if you were to fly too high. You would probably run the risk of being smacked by one of these flying objects. Many of them looking maybe
cool.
like spheres, but many of them also just like other strange shapes, maybe just like segments of curved portions of like some greater ring or something. It is
Do the objects
without some study, virtually unintelligible what these things are indicating or doing in this space, aside from just being weird and flying around.
do they look like metallic or like what sort of material do they look like they're made from? Some unknown plasticine material.
Yeah, like these all let's see. These would actually be different, like they appear to be different materials.
Okay.
No singular material, no singular shape or color defining all of these things. Each of them abiding by rules of construction and logic of its own. They're moving around at great speed, and really further information is going to require some investigation of some kind. So, let's make sure everybody has miniatures. Sarah, do you need one?
I do need one.
Where is little house? Beep, boop.
Beep boop's a ghoul.
Yeah, it's cool. It's the most robotic figure I have.
No Palpatine.
No Palpatine. What am I gonna do?
This person has oh, here it is.
Oh, perfect.
Palpatine. Bad words, so they'll be recognizable on the board. Is this Lego? Oh, and then they fall over because the paper's so folded in there. Yes, and then we need a mini for Gray and for Beep Boop.
We have one for Beep.
Oh, we have Beep Boop.
I'm a ghoul. I'm a ghoul, you fool.
A gabagool.
A gabagool.
Gray, do you want to be a green Lego so it's visible?
Yeah, sure, that works.
Okay. Be this green Lego somewhere back there.
Take the fucking hat off. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so we'll begin. I think I should probably mark where the little doodads you guys have been after are.
markers?
I want these
No.
to be.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh man,
Nobody-
Come
nobody
on.
gave me-
Yeah, they've been following.
So there's like
Well,
one
I thought they
there,
were
one
like anchored.
there, and one there.
Oh,
and
that's
these
what
are
I thought
all-
too. Yeah, and they were like moving like the
they're
camera,
like,
but they're actually fully moving, huh?
Yeah. So can you guys see on the camera what's going on down here?
Yes.
So yeah, these little pieces of cardboard are the like mirror panel or the panel things that we're pointing at Vitaria. And we begin with Xerox charging for this one, and you guys charging in after. I'll say we'll just say like this for here for the beginning of the round, as Nazira, you were the least eager to charge through the door.
Yeah, Nazira's still
As is
feeling
frequently
like,
the case.
I don't know.
Uh,
Maybe I'll
so
just
bad.
spend my round looking at the objects.
So we'll just keep in mind that these panel things are like 30, 35 feet up. Okay. And also, if we ever need light, we can turn light on. Okay. So we begin the fight. As you guys walked in here, had a chat with Vitaria, left, came back in, had another chat with Vitaria, and then left. And now charge back in for a heroic third time. And we begin with Xerox just shouldering open the doors and running in, already beginning to leap and fly off the ground. But we start the game
Oh, so
technically.
you're giving me the rage? You're giving me my rage?
Oh, you can have your rage. For sure. I'll give you your rage, but we'll start the round with Beep. So you can have your bonus action on your turn.
Okay. Awesome.
So yeah, Beep, you are up first with your 19. Gray, you're on deck with an 18.
Okay, so Xerox wants to destroy panels, and sorry, that little thing, Lego piece, is that what that is? Coming out of the center is the console?
This part, this
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, that's the console that Vitaria's at. Unless Mark has moved her.
This
She's
is
just
Beep
pressing
Boop's first. That's Beep Boop's first chance to check that out. He's gonna hurry up and go over there.
All right.
I'm gonna see if I can find her.
Somebody help with Beep
Okay.
movement. Your full movement
1,
won't get you
2,
there.
3, 4, 5, 6.
I'll dash.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. You know what? I'm gonna do one thing before I do that, and that's get a good old tap of my ball of yarn and cast kinetic jaunt on myself to give myself an extra 10 feet of movement speed.
All right.
Okay. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're halfway. Then 10 more would be 8. So this is where your movement gets you now.
Yeah, I'll still move all the way up, but I just wanted to say that before I left.
Cool.
And
Oh,
that'll
that's
be
a
my
good
turn.
Okay.
Why is this one standing up and that one
That
isn't?
one's legs don't move. It's like a different kind of Lego.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So it's more
paper there
stable.
might just be flatter. But anyway, as you get up around here, you see that
I like her mustache.
Victoria is responding already to you guys having entered. But you come around and you see that there is this like large, strange, like alien sort of control panel thing that is clearly like resting atop or was built on top of a, which you can kind of see from this side, an immense like crystal protruding from the ground beneath it. But you see Vittoria with the wave. You see the controls that are on this panel go inert. Some of them, in fact, disappearing entirely, like melding back into the panel. The panel itself seems to have gone inactive.
Do I recognize that crystal?
Quick look, it looks an awful lot like Bellstone.
We
Okay.
can cannibal. What if we took we can take the mountain and then fly around the mountain and have Shippy be our little shuttle.
Your away ship. Just flying over the mountain.
This is our ship.
We can put BHG on the side of the mountain.
Oh, love it.
Are you guys any good? We have a mountain.
Like some parties get like a castle or a flat mountain.
If we don't get our way, we can just drop it.
Anything else, Bibu?
That'll do it.
All right, Gray, you're up.
Gray will do the same thing on the opposite side.
Okay.
He's got 80 feet with dash, so
Yeah, more than enough to get there.
where'd Control go? Talking to bad words.
Bad words does not respond to you.
She's above your sort, Gray.
Gray starts to like bang on where the controls were.
Yeah, you run around and bang your fist on the panel, but you hit just what seems to be a solid, like this weird, like ceramo metal stuff that you've seen before in some of this technology.
Gray, drive! And I guess it'll end his turn.
All right. That ends your turn. You see what seems to just a cloud of this vile, toxic, pale yellow gas explodes into space at Vitaria's feet.
Hold your breaths.
A 20-foot radius. So those of you who are going to be starting your turns in that space, remind me. But I will quickly draw on here with, let's go with some, I have another thing, pencils that's smaller around. Yes. Just draw a quick cloud here. 10, 20, so it goes up to here. There is a toxic cloud that erupts into this space. Xerox, you're up.
Xerox. It'll take a flank. Well,
Oh. Everybody give me a perception check.
22.
Nat 1.
20.
17 plus 1, 18.
Xerox and Azira, you see a figure materialize. Not actually a mind flayer, but that's this side. It was right here. you see this figure
Now I have
briefly
can see invisibility
out to 60 feet.
out to 60 feet.
Yeah, they're past.
No, let me make sure it's 60 feet.
But in either case, you see them now. This figure quickly materializes as they finish casting a spell and then
120.
quickly dart back. You'd have seen them while they came out to cast the spell, so no, not really any sooner.
Okay.
But you would have been able to make that perception check as they were casting it versus in the aftermath.
Okay.
So I guess I could let you, if you want to. That's out of range of counterspell anyway, so I don't think you could do anything about it. But yeah, you see them just a moment before everybody else as they begin casting this spell.
Okay.
They reveal themselves, cast the spell, and then duck back into this space back here, out of view from below.
Did we see what the figure looked like?
Yes, it is a tall, malformed elven figure with strange lumping places.
Samsaran.
Long, spidery hairs protruding from strange goitery bits of their flesh. Covered or dressed in a fine silken robe.
Wait. Is it hold on. Let me find their names. I don't remember their names. Anyway, I was gonna say, is it such and such or such and such?
So I'm directly below this, right? I'm directly.
I think you're right here.
Okay, I'm right here.
Yeah.
And these are like swirling around up here.
Yeah.
So it's so chaotic.
And then these
like,
are
there's so many things up there.
These
that
are the
traveling through this space or shooting projectiles through it is probably going to be difficult.
these are the panels that are projecting Vitaria into this room.
Okay. I'm going to fly up to this one. I'm going.
You can actually, would you guys transpose these to the higher elevation? Because they should be at basically the bottom of that map versus the top of this one. So they're like 30, 35 feet up. This map's basically the first like 20 to 30 feet, and that's everything beyond that,
Okay.
which is like a good 30 to like starts at 30, goes up a full 60 feet or more. This chamber is quite tall.
Am I now in the same space as these chaotic objects?
Absolutely. In fact, flying through this space, give me this should be a dexterity saving throw, please.
Do we feel the mountain no longer move now that there's not someone at the helm?
21.
21. Yeah, beautifully done. You fly through. You're flying up to the air. You're like just about to jump, and you're like planning your flight, and you see this heavy, immense, like almost kite sphere with these like strange pointed parts coming out of it. Fly just over your head. You wait for your moment and jump. Just barely passing past and by these flying objects. Gray, you don't. It doesn't seem like the interior gravity of the space. It's hard to tell when the mountain's moving because of the interior gravity, which is pulling you to, that reverse way of like the top of the mountain being the bottom. So you don't really feel any change of inertia or momentum or anything when the controls go dark.
I want to know what it's like for Beep Boop that always knows where north is.
Yeah, this would be a terribly unpleasant space to be in, or at least confusing to that sense, because I think Beep Boop would probably have to at some point adjust that sense to a sense of like north within the mountain versus outside, because like your sense is so contained within the mountain, like you can only sense so many gravitational and like spatial inputs at once, I guess.
So my aspect of the beast gives me advantage on push, pull, break objects.
Ooh.
If I were to attack this thing with my hammer, would you give me advantage?
I would absolutely give you an advantage.
Okay.
Wait, is it specifically to push? What you mean? Push, pull, break? What does it say?
That's the wording it uses is you have advantage on strength checks made to push, pull, lift, or break objects.
Nice.
So I would say if since my attack uses strength,
Yeah, for sure. I'll allow it. Yeah. Yeah. So if you do want to, if you're attacking this thing, just go ahead and make an attack against it with that advantage. This object does have an AC.
17.
17 does not hit.
I will use my second attack against that, and that is a 24 to hit.
That hits. So that's 14 points of bludgeoning damage. Nice.
And I will.
You smack this the thing with the first hit glances off him. Ring come down with rage and slam your hammer into its face, more like a more head-on collision. You feel that like vibration in your elbows, this like immensely powerful swing against this thing that's like against a solid object. You can feel similar to like slamming your hammer into the tuning fork, the prong, the blade of Shippy, that adamantine covered blade. Like it is very good that your hammer is magically imbued because you could have like potentially split a mundane maul or hammer or sledge with this strike. But you see a crack begin to like faint crack just like split and appear and spread all the way across the face of this tablet. It is taking some significant damage.
I will action surge and hit again. 29.
That hits.
Fucking come on. 11 points of damage.
11?
11.
That's convenient. You see my notes over here?
Yeah.
The second strike slams into like right where you made the previous crack in the tablet, or this like panel breaks in half, splintering first, and like the hammer sort of breaks all the way through it, and it turns inwards before it falls to the ground. You see the two of you through this heavily obscured space. Briefly, you can see Victoria's figure like flicker for a moment before it like remains mostly substantial.
Okay. Would I be able to, since I didn't use the second attack on my action surge, would I be able to pull myself up on this? Am I up to where I can land on this platform? Out here?
How much more movement do you have?
Shit. So it's 30 feet up at the angle. I at most have another 5 feet.
No, those are another like 10 feet up. So those
Okay.
panels right now are like 30, like 35. Those are like 45 or 50 feet up.
I will. I'll just use my bow and my turn in this.
That means you fall to the ground.
Fall to the I will. I'll say that I'm not equipping my shield. I will attempt to grab onto the space where this thing was.
Okay. Yeah. Just give me a quick athletics check. Just get a beat a 10. You'll snag into the wall somewhere.
23.
Beautiful. Yeah. You have to like hang on with one hand doing like this like cliffhanger thing, so your hammer in the other, just like waiting to jump off the wall for your next action. We'll end your turn there. Zero, you got a 12.
Mm-hmm.
Victoria also got a 12 on initiative. That's a little
Right.
Fitting.
That's
smirky.
funny.
They have to have the same dex.
Uh, so the two of you by Victoria.
My dex is 16.
Shoot, 16 dex too.
Perfect.
She shares
Roll
the
off,
physical
roll off.
attributes as you, getting a 12 of
Shucks,
yours.
shucks.
Oh, good beat. There's a moment where Vitaria flickers as you hear Xerox smash through the panel over there. Vitaria's form re-solidifies. She looks over at you, Beat Boop, for just a moment before disappearing again. Actually, no. That's not how the order of this goes, because then she can see inside here as well, potentially. So what she's actually going to do first is cast a spell, and you see Gray and Beep Boop, Vitaria quickly go through a very familiar series of incantations. The magic she's casting, you've seen Nazira like do almost the same thing. Like it's like seeing someone else like imitate Nazira almost. Like she has different ways of invoking the magic that seems just stylistically very different from Nazira, but you can sense or like get this potentially, maybe not Gray, but Beep Boop more likely, get the sense of this familiarity of this magic. You hear this like, or rather you see through the fog that's surrounding you two, strange like transparent spaces in the fog that seem to like apparate, that be like seem to like spread and clear this this cloud out of that space. And you begin to see these like holes in the air where the cloud is not reaching. And those holes are not holes, but rather bars which extend out past you and around you. You have been trapped within a force cage.
Both of them?
Both of them. 20 foot
Motherfucker.
sides. Boom. Hits them both. Vitaria looks at you for just a moment, Beep Boop, vanishes.
Can I still see where she is?
You cannot.
120 feet?
I said what I said.
Hmm.
So now you guys are in a force cage in a cloud of poison.
Remind me of the rules of force gauge.
Oh, they're not fun for you.
No, they're not.
Nazira, you are up.
She's microwaving you guys, basically. Which is what I've always wanted to do, but never had the chance to. So unfair. 1 second here.
The more I learn, the more I distrust Nazira.
I want to do it against the bad guys because it's a really good, tactic.
Your judgment of bad guys is being questioned at this moment.
Let's see here. 1 second. Hmm.
Xerox runs up to the edge of the couch.
That's Superman blow.
She huffs and puffs and starts coughing.
All right. Who is hardier, Xerox or not Xerox? No, that'll just put him back. Never mind.
had an idea, but then I don't.
Keep in mind the area is heavily obscured by the cloud.
That's true. I should just fireball it. Oh.
So even I think with that, you don't know that Vitaria has disappeared.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and do what I was gonna do. This guy's on a ledge, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I cast a spell with 60 feet, will that reach them?
From there to
Yeah.
that person up there. It would, but you don't have line of sight if that's relevant.
Geez, Mark, you're really making this difficult. All right, don't mind that.
You guys only had several opportunities to look around in here and make plans, so
Look.
I don't want to hear any complaining.
Tactics. We don't go with tactics, please. I'm gonna cast Dimension Door,
Ooh. Yes.
and I'm going to try to shove this guy down.
Oh, yeah, do it. Do it.
Dimension door and just a classic shove.
Yeah.
So are these platforms above the swirling vortex?
Not above it. They're
I think
basically
they're-
like in the middle of it.
Just okay.
Yeah,
Just alcoves out of it.
exactly.
Let's see. I have really crappy strength, so.
You can do it.
Yeah, this somewhat tall, frail-looking spidery elf thing is also not the strongest-looking creature either. So that's good.
Lizard fight! Lizard fight!
All right, let's see here.
Those athletics.
Let's go.
We've got a -1 over here.
Oh, okay. Where's my
What
athletics?
does it have to be?
15.
It needs a 16 to tie you right here. 19!
Reroll that.
Is there a mechanical way you're making
Luck.
me do that? Oh, okay. Fair.
Well done.
You get a 9.
Even better.
All right. You're using a luck and a.
Oh, no, I'm not. Just reroll it. Well,
Just the
no,
luck?
wait. Yeah, reroll it.
Okay.
But 14 instead. No, I'm using.
You're using a portent and. Yeah,
Should
so
I
you're
use them
using luck,
both?
making it reroll.
Should I use them both?
Do
Should I use them both?
it. Do it.
All right. Yeah. All right. No.
Just
Using
14?
both, yeah.
Okay, so 14, that brings it to a 13, and that fails.
All right.
You shove it off here. That's so awesome. So it's going to fall 50 feet, and it is going to. I'll make it have it make it. I'll have it make a save with disadvantage.
Now we get to have a long rest
It
before
does
we
not have
fight
any
Vitaria in
control.
person.
Okay.
That's our pact.
Time out.
Fails that. Okay.
Does it get hit by any of these objects?
That's what I just rolled, and it
Ooh.
does.
Yeah.
Is falling damage on my little thing here? That'd be so useful if it were. I can't. So it's 10. It's 1d6 per 10 feet after the first 10. So this would be 4d6 for the fall. Is that right?
I think so.
That sounds right to me.
Okay. So it's going to be taking 8d6 damage here because it failed its save and it's fallen.
Roll high, Mark. Make this important worthwhile.
It's flat.
So it takes 30 points of damage as you shove it off of here. There's just like this moment, it's like the two weak weakly visibly like struggling with each other. And you finally shove them off, and they're like falling backwards from you, like flailing their arms. And one of these things just comes around and boom, slams into them, throwing them into the wall. They hit and then like slide down to the ground. So we'll say they got thrown out, hit, and then flung around back here, probably close to the door.
Perfect.
And they are prone, having taken. What's that? Oh God, what was it? 30.
Mm-hmm.
30 points.
Now she used cage, right? On force cage, not force wall.
Yes.
Like,
cage.
but she used the cage variety.
This was also in the cloud, so you don't know.
I know, but just as a point of
But
order.
like metagame, yes, it was force cage.
Okay.
Because the force, it was spell force cage and the cage version of it to get it both of them in at once.
Okay.
Very good. Anything else from Zero?
Is he looking bloody?
Let's see. What's he doing? It's looking pretty rough.
All right. Excellent. All right, that's my turn.
That was awesome.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Cool. And then we have person's turn. What are we doing here? Let's see. Okay. We have to see his target. You can see within range. Damn.
Foiled by myself.
Xerox, go and make a perception check for me.
17. Oh, dick.
You see this figure as you're like hanging there on the wall. You see this figure as become visible as their magic goes into effect. They cast a spell, and all around you, like spring from the wall and from like the bit of ground above you that you're like trying to, for a moment you're trying to like grab onto or like climb up onto. That ground like shifts under your hand, like feels like grows somewhat spongy and cool until like strange dark inky tentacles erupt from the ground and start trying to wrap you up and bludgeon you. When you begin your turn, things will happen. Biku.
That's my team.
In the force cage.
In the
Is this
cage.
Is this a cage or is this a box looking over the force cage spell? Because if it's a box, then things like spells can't get through. But if it's a cage, then the gas can.
Two things. The gas was cast first, so you would have been caught in there with gas.
Yeah, but it says any creature that's inside the cage. Creating a solid barrier that prevents any matter from passing through and blocking any spells cast into it or out from the area.
Gas was already so. All right, it doesn't matter because this is a cage, not a wall.
Okay, perfect.
But at the beginning of your turn, please make a Constitution saving throw.
And I have advantage because of two reasons. I'm a robot and I have a belt.
Nice.
Yay.
Bam, 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 bam. 28 with a natural 20.
28. Nicely done. You will take half of 18, so 9 points of damage, of poison damage.
Oh, we don't have our healer bard here.
We don't
And you-
need healers or bards.
We've survived this far without.
You've got Gray. Gray could heal.
That's true. It's just this force cage lasts a long time.
Yeah.
Probably so does Gas Cloud.
Well, Beep you are up.
Hey, is the control in the force cage with them? No. Okay.
They're just like
Too
right
bad.
between them and the.
Can they reach their hands through and like manipulate the controls?
They've disappeared.
Half-inch diameter bars.
Yeah, but the
half-inch
console
apart,
is still
probably
there.
not. It's a half-inch, so it's like.
Oh,
tiny
okay,
little
yeah,
spaces
that's
between the
tiny.
bars.
Okay. Anyways, first thing I would like to do is look over at my companion and feel like the bars. And I'm like, there's no way I can get out of here. So I'm gonna cast
When you start this room, this turn, you can't even see Gray. The fog is so heavily obscuring the space.
Well,
Man, if Nina knew, she could shout something to me.
he was there a second ago. Fine.
No, I'm not trying to interrupt what you were doing at all. I was just letting you know, like, you are in a space that's heavily obscured. So just keep in mind that you're effectively like blind, except for like you can see your hand when it's like 6 inches in front of your face.
Wow.
I gave a little flourish letting you see Vitaria as she blinked out of there, but that's ultimately maybe too much information than I should have given you. But there you have it. So.
Well, then I guess I'll let you figure out how to best use this, but I'm gonna cast Wind Wall around us to hopefully blow this smoke away.
Nice.
And that lets me cast a wind wall of 50 feet long and 15 feet high. So
Wind wall is enough to place it where you will, but wherever you place it, you've used wind wall enough. Like we played with it in this game before. You're quite confident that this will effectively dispel the cloud of poison, no matter where you place it, so long as it's blowing on the cloud.
Blow it at the homie.
I mean, I was gonna say I'm gonna put it like basically around, kind of in that way, the console to get as much like protection of the console and us as we're close to it.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
keeping people out, like a circle around the console and us.
Yeah. Love it.
And that will potentially end my turn, he said, questioning. Oh, no, that costs an action. That will end my turn.
Alrighty. Ray, you're up. Constitution saving throw, please.
Wait, is the gas still there?
Oh wait, no, you're right. The gas just got blown away. Thank you. I was so excited about that. I didn't want to forget. I just forgot what happened more recently. So great. The area is there's a moment where it is clouds explodes into existence, and then less than 6 seconds later, it's blown away by the magic of Beep Boop, and you once again can see your surroundings. You find though that I think the force cage walls are invisible. So now that you can't see their apparent like space or use of the environment or occupation of the environment through the clouds not being there, like an invisible person's footsteps in the water. Now you don't even see a cage around you anymore. You're free, Greg.
Well, Gray knows why this cage bird sings, and Beep Boop wanted to be a bird, so he's going to turn Beep Boop into a bird with polymorph. Like a little chickadee, something that's about half an inch wide and could fit between these bars.
A bird that's half an inch wide.
Yeah, like a chickadee, man. Like a chickadee could totally fit through half an inch.
I'll take your word for it. Just,
A hummingbird, if you will. How about that?
Hummingbird. Hummingbird's better.
I mean,
Chickadees are tiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so curious too. Like I don't.
They're super cute.
I bet they are.
I'm sure
I've
they're like
seen
mainly
those
fluff,
guys.
right? They gotta be. So yeah, I'm going
they
to
are.
I'm gonna turn him into a hummingbird.
Yeah, they're so
Love
cute.
it.
They're
Yeah,
chickadee.
Beep Boop becomes the tiniest, most adorable little bird.
Little robotic
just small-
hummingbird.
Oh, nice. Just small enough to squeeze through these bars.
And I will do the same thing.
You can cast it twice?
Nope,
Oh,
I'm
wait,
going to change forms and turn into a little
Nice.
hummingbird.
Man, force cage easily gotten out of apparently. Not all it's cracked
if
up
only
to
the
be.
monsters you were fighting regularly had access to polymorph bonus action wild shape.
You just have to think like Gray would.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I will spend the rest of my movement getting up to the closest one to me, which would be like northeast-ish, or I guess for Sarah would be towards like that way, and then to the right a little bit, and then up towards the tablet.
You want to,
I'm heading
there,
towards
you
that tablet.
Oh, okay.
You want to go here? You'd be
6.
Probably couldn't quite reach it. I don't know what a hummingbird's flight is. That's up to the DM.
I'll say we can say just for funsies that it's like 40. It's enough to get you there.
Okay.
So you have a little hummingbird perched on the panel.
And that will end my turn.
Okay. Well played, Gray.
Good job, Gray.
Well played.
Man, I was in a panic.
Cages can't hold Gray.
Other way. Okay. Oh boy. This Samsarin is going to cast a spell and disappear.
Is it invisibility?
It is invisibility.
How far away are they from me? Is
You
it
tell me.
more than 120 feet?
10, 20, 30, 40. No. You see that they cast greater invisibility or they cast some kind of invisibility on themselves.
Achoo.
So we'll just remember that nobody else can see this person, but they are moving this way. Just put them right about there.
Okay.
That person is invisible to all but Nazira. Well, bringing out all the tricks to foil my pretties here. That's its action and movement. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's its turn. Xerox, you're up.
seeing this this dude pop into existence over here. I'm going to.
Oh wait, who's that one? Oh,
He
that's.
popped into existence.
Oh, there's another
yeah,
one.
That one casted.
Okay.
Oh, at the beginning of your turn, Xerox.
Oh shit!
We
please
destroyed
give
this, right,
me
Xerox?
A dexterity saving throw.
Wait, there's a guy behind that little origami thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. You guys see him now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have for danger sense. Would you give me advantage on that saving throw? I have advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see, such as traps and spells.
Honestly, why not?
Well, hopefully I roll well.
Yeah, this enemy like came out of your peripheral to cast this. There was some tingling.
7.
To not, or for not.
For not.
You take 15 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are restrained by the tentacles. Right, son? You don't need to hang on anymore. It's got you.
Hell yeah! Thank you, guy.
The creature restrained by the tentacles can use its action to make a strength or dexterity check against your spell save DC. On success, it frees itself.
Okay, I will use my action. Since it's to break something, do I get advantage?
This is more just like an athletics like check. You're not like breaking an object.
Okay.
It's like a wrestling thing.
29.
29 is more than enough. You've burned your action, but you are free.
Okay, I've burned my action. I'm going to use my movement. To fly up and land on this platform.
Awesome. Right up there by the other.
Yeah.
Person. Okay. That is your turn.
That is my long. Yeah, and my bonus actions rely on other actions. So, yeah. Ends my turn.
Xeron's over there with a friend. We've got Gray on that panel. Zero over there.
I have the movement to get behind him.
Then we have Beep Boop. Bird still in there.
I mean, who's going to notice a teeny tiny hummingbird?
Someone with high arcanotech perceptions into this space, perhaps. Not your everyday viewer, though, that's for sure. Oh, man, which person do I want to... Oh, that would be fun. Okay. Okay. You're like right here. Okay, I think that's enough. Zero. Vitaria appears right next to you. She says, "I'm disappointed." And she touches you, and that word "disappointed."
Counterspell.
What spell?
Just the basic one.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
Alright, hold
And this is a D20 plus your intelligence modifier against 10 plus the spell level.
Yes, I believe so. Let me just double check here. My D&D Beyond's being weird. So, let's see. 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. They aren't casting a 6th level spell, but they are casting a spell at the 6th level. So I
Okay.
need a 16, or I need
do I add? My intelligence modifier? Nope.
No.
Nope.
She says disappointed, and the word disappointed bellows forth from her as she just a simple spell, but with such ferocity, a thunder wave erupts from her.
Thunderwave.
Forward, doing damage to you. Make a con saving throw, and also potentially doing to you what you just did to that Samsarin and launching you off.
So dumb, Mark.
Great minds.
I'll say, I'm disappointed you used that spell. Yeah.
Basic.
Oh, no kidding. Come on.
Basic.
Let's see. 14.
14 is not gonna save. So you're going to take. Yeah, give me my hits here. Ooh, terrible ones. Ooh, a mere 21 points of I think it's what, thunder damage to you? Yeah, thunder damage. And you are pushed 10 feet away from Vitaria, launching you off.
I'd like to. Wait, can I use. No, that's not a reaction, is it?
Thunderball? What?
Misty Step,
No, it's
yeah.
bonus.
Do I have Featherfall? I don't think I have it. I think I took Fly instead.
Give me a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage as you are being pushed into the space, not of your own position. Is that 20 you're not getting? That's rough.
Dex saving throw?
Yep.
23.
That's a success. You will avoid damage. This is a do or die save in that space to get hit by these things or not. So you fortunately avoid that damage, but you do take the fall damage, which will be again. This is what 50 feet up, so 4d6 damage as you plummet to the ground. 16 points of bludgeoning damage. As you guys hear the heavy, wet thud of Nazira falling a great distance and slamming onto the ground just moments after a Samsarin met a similar fate.
How did she get up there without me seeing her? Oh, because she's using her thingamajig.
She magic in this space.
We gotta destroy those things.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yes. Nazira, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna clamber to my feet. I guess I'm down here now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna cast Fireball right here.
Ooh. Okay.
So that thing needs to make a Dex saving throw, and probably so does Vitaria.
Yeah, Vitaria, this thing doesn't really have dexterity in the traditional sense. Let me think about that for just a moment.
So auto fails.
Vitaria gets a 10.
Okay, that's a fail too. All right.
Yeah, if it's I guess, it's just the damage. They can't avoid this. So, yeah, just roll the damage.
Okay, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 31, 36 points of damage.
36 points.
Mm-hmm.
The force of the explosion, just in that, just imminently near proximity to that panel, the force of it just erupts through and fractures it into pieces. It comes crumbling down to the ground. Victoria again flickers out, and she's like, I asked you not. And goes quiet for a moment. She flickers out for a moment. Interfere. She grimaces and continues on. Her apparition does not seem to be destroyed by this damage. Anything else?
Oh, wait, no, that's not. That is my turn. Yep.
Okay. And then we come to the other Samsara over there with Xerox.
Oh, no. Oh, you baby boy.
They are going to.
Oh, you're so good.
Oh,
What a good girl. Yeah.
they're going to. Jeez, there's so many things they need to do, but not enough action economy.
D&D can be so unfair.
Man, I hate when that happens.
How far we are? Still change. Just gonna have to do this, and hope it dissuades you. Xerox, you see crackling energy begin to coalesce around this thing's hands, and it turns away from you and fires a lightning bolt at Gray, trying to burn him off of that panel.
That son of a bitch.
Gray, give me a dex saving throw. As a bird.
Are you sure he doesn't take a step forward towards Gray?
Yeah, it takes just leaves Gray. Xerox's range of
Forgets where he is.
falls through this violent thing.
All right, I'm gonna use an owl.
Yeah.
So it's a +1. That's a 3, baby.
The failure, full damage for Gray Owl.
Which will absorb 1 HP. Thank you, owl.
Take 45 points of lightning damage.
Whoa.
Wow.
Just like bolt of lightning just erupts forth from it. You can see Xerox thing. This creature is like obviously drained from the effort of this spell, having like used up a lot of their remaining spell, energy or capacity. You think it just like you just gave everything they had trying to keep Gray from dealing any damage to that panel. But Gray survives, though you did transform from a bird back to yourself. Just give me a quick dex save, DC 12 to maintain your position on that panel as you
27.
took damage and easily
Yeah.
accurately.
I can imagine like the lightning bolt hits the little hummingbird, and you see like the bones of the hummingbird for a second as they like transform into a little halfling that just like falls off and lands backwards onto the little platform.
Awesome. All right. Beep boop, you're up.
So I have a problem in the fact that I am now a hummingbird and have the intelligence of a hummingbird, being as this is polymorph.
Yeah. You are still you. You have your memories such as they are, but you're just interpreting those things through a vastly different intelligence and brain.
Which is like way smarter than Gray, so Beep Boop should know what's going on.
I mean, if I'm using the stat block of an owl, I have an intelligence of 2. It doesn't leave me very much. I will fly out of the cage. I was going to go for the console, but I'm an owl, and I can I drop owl?
Yeah,
I'm
my kind of rule of thumb is any spell that you allow to like you would normally have a save, but you just like allow to go into effect from a friend or whatever, you can drop from yourself.
okay. Well, I will fly out of cage towards console and drop owl.
Yeah, there's like just enough room for you to stand there, like up against the consoles. That force cage was set up like just past it to capture you. Yeah, you're outside the cage, and you are in your own form once again.
Excellent. Is there a way for me to turn on / interact with this console?
There's no clearly labeled on switch. Do you want to spend your turn investigating the console?
Fuck yes, I do.
All right. Yeah, give me an investigation check. You can do this with advantage at this point with the amount, like you've spent some time with the schematics, you've seen some of the stuff in action. Plus, you're just, you're
Mm-hmm.
a robot keeper again.
I rolled double 18s for a 28.
There is no obvious way to reactivate this panel. There is, I mean, you've told them about this, right?
About what about it?
Um,
that yeah. So I've told them about going here and helping them, and and we also know that the Samsarans say that they weren't able to like control the mountain until Vataria returned. So
Yeah.
Nazir, you would know. I think that Nazir's supposition is that you have to have some deific power to be able to control it.
I'm not a
Yeah,
deity.
I think with a 28, you realize that this, like interacting with this thing, is unresponsive at this time entirely. It needs some kind of activation, some sort of authority to be used. And from what you've heard from Nazira, that in all likelihood is at least historically, like for you know correct and appropriate use, has been some amount of like divine power or authority. You don't know, pretty creative and you know the MacGyvery sort of person in some ways. You don't know necessarily with that role. Also, like it doesn't give you a clear way of bypassing that authority, but doesn't negate that possibility either. You think that there might be a way to get around that, but
Look,
finding that in this moment might be very challenging.
all we need to do is trap a god, put their essence
Well,
in a crystal. And
Do
then
we
just-
have a spare moon?
I mean, I can't necessarily trap a god, but
That guy had some authority.
He didn't.
Uh,
He was just.
the Angel of Lathander told me that if I ever needed him, that he might show up again.
No, the angel said that if you ever needed to consume or use up the boon that Lathander had given you, then that was a possibility.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Not that they would just come back
yeah,
and
yeah.
call it.
I remember there's a cost to it, but Eh. Okay.
We can
Keep
find
that.
another way. We can find a way in there, I'm sure.
We'll keep this in mind. Can you? Is that my action to do that investigation?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that investigation was significant enough to require and convoluted enough to require full action.
Oh hell yeah! I respect that decision wholeheartedly.
When that little guy time ago. Spending this little phone pad that I had lost for the
such a good job.
Well, in that case, I will run
This
my
reminds me of Bruce.
40 feet over towards that not illithid on the ground. The Samsarin.
Can't see him.
Like, I'll just make a break straight for him.
The Samsara on the ground level nearby is only visible to Nazira as it is invisible.
And I have a wind wall around me, don't I? I will stand here.
Excellent. Fantastic.
You could couldn't you what if you investigated the movement of the objects floating above us?
I feel like that would take an action that I've already used.
Never
But
mind
good call.
then. Take it back, 'cause- never mind.
All right, with that ends Beep Boop. Gray, you're up.
Kill that thing, Gray.
Yeah, Gray's gonna kind of look at the mechanism that attaches this tablet, or is it just stuck on there?
It isn't even stuck to the wall at all. It's just magically holding its position, it seems.
Grizzly was black though.
Gray's going to say bad magic and cast dispel magic on it.
Okay, we love that. Let me.
We'll do that at 5th level.
Fifth level. I didn't have a specific level. I knew that the magic involved in this thing would probably be around like 5th or 6th level. Let me just roll a quick die for me to decide if this was 5th or 6th. Just a quick 50-50 chance. So it is 6th level, the magic involved in this. So you will need to make the spell or the check.
Okay.
DC 10 plus the spell level, and that's your a D20 plus your wisdom modifier.
10 plus 13 plus
10 plus 13?
yeah, 13 is my wisdom modifier.
No, your wisdom modifier would be like 1 if it were 13. The value would be 13, the modifier would be like plus 1.
I rolled a 10 and then plus 3 with wisdom.
Gotcha. Okay, it's not 10 plus 13. So 10 into 13 is not 16. So it fails.
Gray's gonna kick it really hard.
A strong kick leaves a little smudge from your greasy foot on the panel, but no damage.
And he is going to bonus action. Going to heal himself a little bit with a level 1 healing word. Ain't much, but it's a little something.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh no, he can't because that's 2 spells.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Do you have any potions?
I think we're going with the action rule.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We're doing action for max HP instead of bonus action. For action economy consistency. All right. Anything else from Gray?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Gray, bloody, visibly wounded.
And laying behind this thing.
What's happened?
You're laying behind it?
Well,
There's
didn't I
enough
like...
room behind it.
Damn
Behind
it.
like a wall. It's like basically like the reason it looks like it's stuck to the walls because it's so close. Like you have to get real like right up next to it to see it. There's like nothing actually attaching it to the wall. So the question remains for other entities in the space when they look at Gray, are you wounded or no? Bloodied?
Oh yeah, I mean, he's not bloodied.
Okay, great. Um, and I think they're going to. We go for the sure thing. We're going to do this. Gray.
Oh wait a second. Wait, it was since I cast it at, it was a level 3 spell, but I cast it at 5, so I get a +2. So wouldn't that
No,
actually be? Oh, okay.
I think it's a do or die. Like either you cast the like counter spell or dispel magic at the spell's level or higher, or you just have to make the roll. There's no like benefit for being almost there.
When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you automatically end the spell effect if the target spell level is equal to or less than the level of the spell slot you used. Oh, gotcha. Okay, never mind. Yep. It's 10 plus the spell's level. Yep. All right, never mind. We're good.
Not as much damage as we had hoped here. Greg, from nowhere, well, from somewhere, obviously, but this
Oh.
other Samsarin that had disappeared reappears with, oh no, it doesn't. From nowhere,
'cause it's-
indeed, because
yeah,
it's
right.
greater invisibility. Hooray! From nowhere comes a burst, a flurry of like little like orbs of light that just erupt from a location, some like 40, 50 feet away from you, and all of them just spray out into the air, and then seemingly all find you and home in on you. Go with all 5 of these orbs slamming into your body. You'll take 21 points of force damage.
Damn, no AC or roll or anything?
No sun, it's magic missile, baby.
Oh man, 21 points?
Yep.
Bloodied.
All right. That's that guy's turn, still invisible. And then we go to Xerox.
Xerox will take the obvious action and will, with both hands, swing recklessly with her hammer for a 24 to hit.
Yep.
That is going to be 17 points of damage, and I'm going to use my Crusher Feet to move him 5 feet this way.
Fantastic. It's a Wilhelm scream for falling off. Make a quick dex save with disadvantage to see if you get by anything flying. With disadvantage, it fails. So it's going to take the falling damage of 46 after that 17 damage if you just bludgeoned it with. That's and then it's going to take the damage from being struck by one of these things at high speed as well. Went from perfectly fine at 0 health to dead with 51 points of damage between your hammer, the bludgeoning fall, and the bludgeoning collision mid-fall.
Where's the wind wall?
The body slides into the ground, pulp, and is the Samsarin is defeated.
Yay.
The wind wall's like in a space right in here.
Okay, just right around there.
Yeah.
I will run over here, use my flight to help me get over here. Since I'm here, would I have a? You said thrown attack. You said attacks with thrown things would probably have disadvantage with this. If I
Jump at it. And...
can I use my reckless attack? To...
You can recklessly throw, I think, right? Or is it only? I think it might only be melee. If it's no, I just go for it. I say yeah. So that'll neutralize that and make it just
I'll throw my javelin of lightning at this thing.
Just make a dex save.
Let's see if I hit it. Oh, 18.
Oh wait, who are you throwing at?
I'm throwing it at this.
Oh, the panel. Gotcha. So it does not make a dex save since it's a panel.
Yeah. And so that'll take 2 points piercing damage and a whole bunch of ones.
Oh.
A grand total of 9 lightning damage.
So 10 total damage.
10 total damage.
You did hit its AC. I assume I didn't hear the attack roll.
Oh, it was 18.
Okay, yeah, that's fantastic. 10 damage. You can see there's a slight mar, and there's on the panel there's like some smoking blackened portion of it, but it's still in one piece.
I'm going to use my movement to. I have to step into this space briefly and.
Yeah, to get around any of those corners, you are going to expose yourself to the hazards of the interior chamber, as countless objects are flying around this space.
I'll try to get here and use feral instinct, and I'm going to fail that for sure. 8.
What's the dex save throw? 8? That is definitely going to be a failure. It'll take 15 points of bludgeoning damage. And you can fly though too. So I'm gonna say like as you try and make the jump, like you try and plan it, but then like as you're just about to go, this like small, maybe like volleyball sized sphere slams into your back, and you're just like pushed along through the air from it for a while till you're able to like roll off of it and use your ability to fly to like make your landing up here safely.
Okay. The GM is generous. I accept this bequeathment. Okay. That ends my turn.
Okay. After Xerox, we have Victoria. Still here. One panel to go. Okay.
Does she lose? Does she lose the ability to like see parts of the room because parts of her thing are gone?
I'm not sure.
Right.
Well, she can definitely see him.
Victoria needs to cast a spell. You can hear the incantation from above you, Nazira.
But I
And
can't
Gray
see her, so.
cannot see her. It's a no counter spell. You hear the incantation arise, like increasing volume. She speaks these words of power. Don't worry, it's not a power word spell, but Gray.
Power word death.
Power word kill everybody in the room.
Yeah.
Gray, you see a new, like, you don't see, but you feel like you're being pushed by some invisible force, pushed away from the wall, away from the panel, and you feel a new force wall has come into the field.
Mm.
You, Gray, are pushed away from the panel by
That's smart.
some invisible force. Give me another dex save, DC 14 to not be pushed, to be able to like hold on to this invisible thing. and,
18.
not fall. Yeah.
Stop.
Gray the Dexterous clings on to this invisible wall, now protecting this panel. And
So
with
I'm
that-
trapped in between the wall and the panel.
No,
You're on the outside
you're
of
on the outside. There's the wall, then there's the panel, and then there's the real wall, then there's the panel, then there's the invisible wall, and then there's you and the rest of the room. You're on the outside of the wall or the invisible wall.
Okay.
So we'll just use this thing as a reminder that this is here. Gray is on it. This is still flying around. And then maybe Xerox, you'd probably see from your vantage, you would see Vitaria casting the spell. The spell goes off, and like one of these great spheres flies around the room, blocking your sight of Vitaria, and she's gone again.
Now, did she use the wall type or the? Can I see it? I can't
It is
see
an
it.
invisible force. Nope. Yeah.
I
Force gauge is
recognize
always,
what
all
she
force
was
is always,
saying.
force gauge, or rather, is always invisible.
I'd like to shout, you might be able to get above or below it. If I heard her, because I heard her voice, I heard her incantation, and I know what that incantation is.
Yeah, is there some reason why you're thinking that it couldn't enclose this space against the wall? Like,
Well, it depends on if
seal
she did the slab or the dome.
it? Yes, certainly doing it. I mean, if she were doing
All
it,
right.
doing it.
All right.
All right, just to make
fine.
sure I am understanding this spell correctly.
And then, like,
Is this a-
even if she did the dome, like, there might be a part of it in the corner that's unforced. I don't know. Just try all the edges.
You're up.
All right. I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and cast Ray of Frost.
The invisible one.
Yeah, I know. Well, he shouldn't have gone invisible.
It's,
What are you, afraid?
Plenty of range on that, I'm sure, right? It's not a 60-foot spell,
No,
is it?
it is a 6. I counted it, and it
Okay,
was
cool. Yeah, it's just a...
within space. 3d8. Oh, I have to roll to hit. I never have to roll to hit. I have a +1 because of that thing Xerox gave me. 20 to hit.
Yeah.
Or no, I mean 30 to hit.
Big difference.
All right, 8 plus 7 plus 5 plus 5. 15. That was a 4. 19 points of damage.
19 points of damage.
And his movement is slowed
His movement is slowed
by
to
10
0
feet.
as it passes its life on.
As he returns to the Samsarin
You're not killing anyone here in reality.
cortex mainframe.
All right, anything else from you?
That is, I think, all I can do. Bonus actions. Yeah, no, that's all I can do.
Okay. The fight is in an odd moment in this at this top of the next round, as there are at this point no more visible enemies, with all the two Samsarins now dead, with that one expiring its form, materializes it as it slumps into its death pose on the floor. Vitaria has disappeared, but it left a force wall or something around the last panel. So there's nothing that's going to happen again until Vitaria's turn, most likely, which is down at the bottom of the next round. So why don't you all, what do you guys want to do?
How
So Zira, who is going after Vitaria this turn.
the force wall, did it push Gray away?
It did.
How far did it push him away?
It's like just like 5 feet or so.
Can
Stop
I cast I'm gonna give it a shot anyways. I'm gonna cast Vortex Warp and see if I can bloop. Wait. I don't know if I want to bloop Gray in there. I kind of want to bloop Xerox in there because they're doing a much better job of beating the shit out of things. So I want to try to Vortex Warp Xerox in towards that.
I would also like to just cast Druidcraft, and one of the options is to create a harmless sensory effect, such as falling leaves. And I want those falling leaves to kind of land in between wherever the tablet is and where I think it's aiming at, just to kind of like block whatever it's doing.
Um,
Interesting.
you find that you cannot cast spells into the space behind the invisible wall.
No, just in front of it, just so it blocks whatever it's pointing at.
Oh, okay, just out on your side, the exterior
Yeah,
of the wall.
just try to like interrupt whatever it may be pointing at.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's funny. The target appears with the camo pattern. Just
Permanently invisible.
where is she?
But Bipu, you do find this to be the case, that your casting of the spell works in that it does teleport someone, but they appear on the outside of the wall, not gaining access to the inside where the panel is.
Well, that doesn't make me happy, Mark.
It does block
So that's
ethereal
a-
travel through the
That's
wall.
a gray and a Bipu action. Xerox, anything you're going to be doing here?
Do I s- So I'm curious about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Is this just exposed?
There is an immense column of energy that is coming up through this like articulated part of the floor that's seemingly like opened enough to allow it to shoot up through this space. And that column is going all the way up through the ceiling to farther into the mountain. It is exposed.
Is the ceiling open all like is there a hole all the way up
There's a hole just for like similar to the
Just for
bottom, there's, like, an
the-
articulated spot that like
for the energy beam?
How big are these? Could I target one of these objects? Are they moving too fast for me to ever get a hold of one? Do I see any larger ones?
There are lots of them, many smaller ones, several much larger ones. What are you hoping to
I
accomplish?
want to fly to the biggest one I can find and use my Manila shield to shove it into the energy beam.
The mountain explodes.
Yeah,
To see if it does anything, it might vaporize it. I have no idea.
yeah. Yeah, it's be tough. So the big one, the ones that are large are like larger than you. Like they're like large like boulders that are flying around this space. Some as like big as like 15 feet across or so. Trying to deflect one of those would probably result in you being harmed or moved far more than the object. So like picking out a smaller one might be more appropriate.
One that's me-sized?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a handful of those. You have the ability to like fly up into like to intercept one of these should you wish. So I don't see anything that's here stopping you. So go ahead and
I'm
give
gonna
me.
do it and see what happens, but there might be nothing. Might be cool.
Yeah. Why don't you just like real quick give me a perception check. This is just to get you, just to help you like plan this and get you in the right spot.
25.
More than you are like watching this one, tracking its movement, like getting a feel for it as it like moves around all the other objects. You're ready for it. You jump up in just the right moment. Are you gonna try and like swing into it or like slam it with
I'm
your
trying
shield?
to shove it with my shield just so that I can use the charge to automatically push it 10 feet.
Yeah. Really cool. Yeah. Give me.
Since this whole thing is reckless, I'm gonna do reckless.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, why don't you give me a strength check? Or no, make an athletics.
Do I get anything because of my? I'll just do it straight. Strength check. Okay, so that's a 19.
19. You jump up into the air and just like slam into this thing with your shoulder and the shield, putting like full body as much as you can into it as you're like in the air and lacking like real leverage. You slam into it and it hits you hard and solid, like a train on tracks being driven forward. But you slam into it and try and deflect it. It does deflect the course, but not enough. You can see it just like wobbles real close to the column of Zephyr. Just like almost like shearing into it, but not quite enough. It's doable. It just requires a slightly more effective effort.
Would I be able to react fast enough to shove it again?
This one has already like moved far enough away from you. I'll say for this round, like prepping for such a maneuver took a little bit of time as well. So.
Okay, so shit, I'm falling.
Yeah. So your movement's 30 or up to 40.
40.
Just
Okay.
try to land on one of them
Here,
and
let me
ride it
just
around.
See. Roll.
Well, where was it? So I can move. I can get all the way to the thing. I can't get back. So if it was within 10 feet, I'd be here, and
I'm not sure what you're clarifying.
so I can only fly 40 feet.
Yeah, he's just determining where he was when he
Where I was
Xerox
when I
pushed it.
If I can fly, I can't fly back.
Yeah. So
No,
where
yeah, you
they're
would
gonna
have
fall.
like 40 feet. You would have had to like use all of your movement
Okay.
to get up there because you were like going. You have to ascend and like go inwards to get closer to the thing. So I don't think you have any movement left.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm.
So just a fall.
Just a fall.
So we'll put that at 30 feet though, because you did have to travel forward as well as up. Okay. So that's just 2d6 fall damage.
I cast Featherfall.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if it's worth it long.
I was gonna say.
I have like a pet pool of almost 300 hit points.
Wow.
Being inspired to let Xerox fall, I let Xerox fall.
It's only 5 is gonna be halved.
Shave off some of those and pass them around. Xerox.
Yeah, I would if I could.
This is the magic.
I mean, I
just take
It's
damage.
true. It's true. That's
my
true.
role. Is I
That's very
take
true.
damage.
I have 81.
So, are you casting Featherfall on me?
I've been inspired to not do that, so I won't.
Okay. So,
I love it. I say do it. But
okay. I mean,
No,
if
it's no way.
that's something that people would do, then go ahead for sure.
I'm never, or very, very, very rarely ever trying to like get you guys not to do things. I just want you guys to make informed decisions. That's all.
That's fair.
That was
Beep Boop would do it because he knows to protect Xerox.
Okay,
I love
so go for it. If it's thematically what I was just letting you know for just informed decisions.
Done.
You did also leap into the danger zone, so please give me a dexterity saving throw.
I can see it. Hopefully, I roll good. Okay, 18.
Good enough. You just narrowly avoid
Mark
the
puts
other
down his
flying
dice
out,
in
like,
disappointment.
Oh, get my rolling arm ready. All right. I think that's everybody.
Vitaria.
Victoria's turn. Victoria the Tower.
Oh, I should have used my reaction when she cast Thunder Rain. Anyway, assuming it works on this. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Peepoo. Give me a perception check.
I will gladly do that. 8.
You see a flash or a beam of yellow orangey light. It is pointing for a moment. It just like is directed near you, like at the console right in front of you. And this like beam of light, like moving incredibly fast as beams of light do, but it stops and like coalesces into a little bead.
Uh-oh.
Just hovering there nearby you.
I run away from it.
It's not your turn to run.
But Mark, but I saw it.
Very
Nazira, for a moment, you saw Vitaria appear
Okay.
and then disappear.
I'm not okay with this.
I mean, also not okay with this.
Nazira, now we'll just have Vitaria be at the bottom of the round from here on out. Everybody, next round begins. What would you like to do in this moment?
It's the end of this round because I still haven't gone.
No, I'm just changing it so like you're now like part of. We're just saying like the whole group goes and then Vitaria goes and the whole group goes and Vitaria goes.
I'm gonna move here and I'm gonna cast. Hold on. Let me make sure I know how this works. Do I need to use? Yeah. I'm gonna cast Bless on the three of us. So sorry, Gray, you're too far above us.
Oh, he's dead anyways. Don't worry about him.
So you guys have a D4 to your attack rolls and saving throws. And if I get the chance, I want to study the movement of these objects and see if I can find a pattern or a purpose for them.
Yeah. Give me an Arcana check.
19.
These
Is it hard to roll any higher? Is it so hard? Sorry.
these objects are it's weird. It doesn't seem like these objects are doing more than one thing at the same time.
Okay.
You can tell that they are. You can tell that the column of light in its continually spiraling movement
Mm-hmm.
is being affected by the movement of these things.
Okay.
You notice this when there are like certain moments where it seems like they, like in their various orbits around this thing, there are times where there's like more of them like on one side. They sort of like coalesce for a moment as like their the period of their revolution sometimes like lines up and interacts with each other. That the beam almost begins to like bend in that direction and stuff. Like they are manipulating or changing it in some way.
Okay.
But that's not their sole purpose in this space.
So when they coalesce in an area, that's when the beam bends towards them?
Yeah, like that's like seeing that for just a moment,
Mhm.
seeing that happen for just a moment is what like confirms for you that these objects are affecting the beam. But after you make that realization, you can see it in more subtle ways as they're moving around throughout. They don't just have an impact when they're all aligned.
Okay.
They're constantly having an influence on this thing.
How big is this beam?
That big.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay.
I feel like Vizier is neglecting the small bead that is been shot into this space. Run away.
Shoot. Yeah.
Beep Boop would be shouting.
I'm gonna cast Force Wall around the beam, around the bead.
Actually, point of order, isn't Wind Wall still... I guess I would have dropped it. If my friends start to enter the space.
Okay, so there is the bead right here. And where do you put the first one? Just a nice tight little box
Right
around
around,
it.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And what else do the objects do? I don't think I was done getting that.
You weren't sure. You know that they have some other. Like,
Okay.
they're not. That's not the sole thing they're doing in that space. It's like one part perhaps control of the beam. This is the modulation chamber after all. But perhaps also communicating something else. Perhaps providing information as well as providing some control or some manipulation of the space here. I only learned so much in 6 seconds.
That is true. That is true. Okay.
What are the rest of you all doing here?
Let's see. 10 feet on a side. That would be a substantial portion of this. I'm just thinking out loud.
Well,
Gray is putting the centipede he found in the caves and telling it to go chomp the back of the tablet.
Okay.
It's a long shot, but it's worth it.
Place it on the invisible force wall thing.
Yeah, he's trying to like shove it behind it so he can maybe dig back behind it and let it loose. It'll take forever, but Gray's an idiot.
All right. The bug has been activated. Secret agent centipede is on the case. Crawls slowly towards the wall, into the crack, trying to like find its way, maybe eating its way through the stone, perhaps. Yeah, sure, it's gonna do what it can.
Gray shoots like a thumbs up to the rest of the group, like, got it.
Xerox is going to try the same thing again.
Wait, can I try to dispel magic the thingy?
The orb or the bead?
No, the force field around the thing that Gray is trying to bug dig its way around.
Do you make this known what you're going to try?
Yeah.
The zero will
I can
say
dispel it.
only a disintegrate will dispel it. I think Quilla packs it, but I don't see her around.
But she's not.
I stopped
the F
using
is
it
beep
because
boop?
she always brought it. What was that?
Where's Nibbles when you need him?
I know, right?
Fuck. Well, is she still here? The bad one?
Not at the moment, but she'll reappear at any moment, I think.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, you know what? Fucking, I'm ready in action. I'm gonna ready in action so when she comes back, I'm gonna shoot her ass.
That's a good idea.
Do we? What is the plan? Do we stay here? Do we rest?
I'm going to try the same thing again. I'm going to try to bump one of these things into the...
Okay, well, I'm gonna move the fuck away from the council then. But after we destroy something potentially.
Do I know what that bead is, Mark? Sorry.
Ugh.
29.
29. It's some sort of explosive energy magic.
Delayed blast fireball.
I mean,
how does
I
she
don't
have?
know that you
How
have
does she
that
have
spell.
access to that?
You think she only knows the magic you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
She twin spelled force cage somehow.
Did twin spell force cage.
What?
She cast it once and then she cast it a second time on a different round.
Oh, wait, what? Really? What?
Yeah.
I think when you create what did you got us both, you can do that with force cage.
Yeah, it got both of you in the single force cage, and then when you both got out of it, she dropped the spell and used it again.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to hurry up and find her. And I think she's in the communication space. We should go quickly. There's no chance of flying the ship.
Xerox is preparing their next jump. If you still want to do it.
Oh, I'm doing it.
All right. Once again, just quick, say quick perception check. Read the room.
You're blessed.
Here.
23.
Yeah. You've got your eye on a sphere. I think it might be the same little bastard that got you last time. Round 2.
Round 2. And what is it? Athletics?
Athletics check to leap into the air.
Okay, athletics. That's better. 24.
24. You jump up into the air, flying up with just unnatural magics and rage. You fly up and once again slam into this flying orb-like thing, expelling your shield's magic into it and all of your strength. This time you hit it much more solidly, and it flies off of its path, veering into the pillar of Zephyr energy, and there is a immediate eruption as this thing is just like disintegrated as it hits and just erupts in this huge explosion of energy. So it would be like 30, 35 feet up where you hit this thing. So I think that probably have gone in like right in here, unless you were going somewhere else. So I
Yeah.
think that might hit both of your companions.
Wait,
here
isn't
and
it up
here.
higher though?
It's like 30 feet up, and it's like a 30-foot radius. So it's like going like blammo. Probably hit beep boop, but not you. So it's going around. It's blam. But like up
Okay,
here,
I
it's
thought
really-
those things were way higher than 30 feet. I thought they were at like 60 feet.
They are beginning at like 30, like 25 and 30 feet is the lower
Okay.
end, but they like go. They're like flying all
All the
around
way.
in this space. Um, Xerox is specifically aiming at the ones that she can actually jump up to, so 30, 40 feet. So why don't we? So we'll say it'll hit you for sure. HP bags. Beep boop. Just give me. We'll say just give me a little quick luck check. 11 or higher, and you are not in this thing's radius, this blast radius. Below
I
that,
would-
you.
Love to point out the fact that I said I would like to back the F up when Xerox said that they were
You
going
did.
to
You
do
were
that.
getting away from this thing.
Yeah.
But I am
Sure.
not in a room to control myself.
Oh yeah, good point. So
Good point.
Xerox
Sorry about that.
only gets this.
It's okay. Either way, I did roll an 11, just for that.
That was a lot of stupid.
Don't worry, you have so much HP.
Playing stupid games.
With this eruption of this energy, is just like the pillar, the column of light is for a moment broken, and just like this energy just like spills out erratically. You are washed over with 37 points of lightning damage.
Lightning
Or,
damage.
we'll call it lightning. It's kind of like a lightning, thundery thing, but
I'd expected it to be radiant. Interesting.
the what you actually you give me another intel or comment check.
Okay.
Anybody that's watching that's been interested in the movement of these orbs and other objects can make this check. Zera's not doing great over there.
13.
13.
I rolled a
Floating
28.
Oh,
But
yay!
Gray got a 7. So what did Gray see?
Nice.
Good job, Ray.
You guys all feel for a moment Mount Inaru lurches. You can feel for the first time you've been in this tumbling mountain for this whole time, and always felt the ground is the ground, up is up, everything feels normal. And for a moment, your inner ear is shot as the mountain just like shifts. And like you guys can feel for a moment like the pull of gravity in a slightly off-center direction. The whole thing is just like a little bit askew now as one of these control objects has been destroyed. The rest of these objects are flying around. You're not sure if their orbits have changed or what, given those roll. Oh, Beep, sorry, that roll. That was not not an unessential piece of this thing's operation, Beep Boop, you're guessing, as the orbits of these other things suddenly became more erratic. And obviously the shift in Mount Inaru is very clearly related to this destruction of one of these orbs and the pulse and the energy.
I knew we were going to blow up this place.
You think that at least for now, the other elements in this place are maintaining or like making up for whatever this loss. It hasn't been. It's not in a destructive. It's not like broken entirely, but it's certainly damaged. And as the mountain shifts, and you can almost feel or hear a groan as an unimaginable tons of earth and rock are shifted slightly in their placement as a result of all this. The mountain just emits this kind of like low groan throughout the place as things shift in movement, and just like these immense structures just deal with the change in force upon them. The gravity doesn't quite correct itself entirely, but things return mostly to normal.
I recommend not doing that again unless you want to float to wherever we're going.
We have a shippy.
Yes, but they are not currently here.
If I may add one last canon event for this session. You hear Vitaria's voice in this room speaking to you, Nazira. It says, "Sorry you've chosen the path of death, my daughter. Their lives will be on your hands now."
Let's say,
Says the one.
And that's where we end. No more. No more.
Says the one
The villain
killing
gets the
them.
last word to say.
I know.
Says the one killing them.
Don't blame me for your actions.
But I'm a god. I'm ascended to my proper place.
Well, I don't like this fight at all. Thank you very much.
I hope you don't like it in a good way.
Oh yes, of course.
Hey, Mark, thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mark.
Thanks, Mark. That was fun. Glad to be back.
Yeah.
Hopefully in person next time. Sorry.
What?
Hopefully I'll
here
be in person. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always more fun to have everybody in person, but it's always more fun to have everybody than not at all. So glad you all could join us. And the video and microphone, I think, really helped a bit.
No, it's worked well.
Yeah.
I agree.
One day we'll have a full group again.
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, until next time, have a good night, everybody.
Night, y'all.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.